everyone, this is David de Falguera. I'm a partner at EY. I'm leading the AI and digital law practice in the firm. So basically I help companies and organizations to navigate into this complex digital law world. I know it's a weird mix because I'm a lawyer in tech, as some of my speaker colleagues. But trust me, this makes all sense nowadays, as you will understand in the following minutes. So let me start asking you some questions. Who here has flown on a plane in the last year? Please feel free to raise your hand. Okay, almost everyone. Who would have done it if there were no security, no safety rules? Anyone? Okay. Who here has bought a product by using your phone? Okay. Who would have done it? Who would have trusted this payment if there were no security rules protecting your money or your data? Anyone? Who here has used ChatGPT, Midjourney, or any other AI tool in the last month? Not for your ESADE homework, that's for sure. Who would feel comfortable if the same AI tools were used to assess your health, to decide your university application, to evaluate your job application without any rules governing transparency, fairness? No one, right? Here's the paradox. We just trust technology if we know this technology is governed by rules. And the paradox is that sometimes we often hear that regulation stops innovation, that it holds back innovation, that it's a stopper. But what if it is the opposite? If it's the other way around? What if innovation needs regulation to move faster and to move safely? So think it like a seatbelt. It doesn't stop you to drive fast. It allows you to drive safely. So we need rules to understand what's allowed and what is not allowed. And we need rules to build not just powerful AI tools, but responsible AI tools. And here are some interesting reasons why I think regulation unlocks innovation. The first one, I think it was already mentioned by my colleagues, it builds trust. Trust is essential. As we said, we only use technology if we trust in this technology. So in sectors like healthcare, finance, or even in the legal sector, trust is essential. So if we don't have trust, we don't have innovation. If we trust in innovation, we increase usage of AI, and that means that we are going to create powerful tools which are socially responsible and respectful with human rights. So building trust is essential. In fact, it's not a barrier to innovation. It's the foundation. The second reason is that provides certainty. This is very, very important because, innovation teams need certainty, need to understand what is allowed and what it's not. This allows innovation team to make faster decisions and to focus on creating powerful tools, not wondering or guessing if this is legally acceptable, if this is legally risky or not. So to make faster decisions, to build powerful tools, we need regulations because it provides certainty. You have the rules in the table and you know what is allowed and what it's not. So certainty doesn't slow innovation, it accelerates. The third reason is that drives better design. Regulations drive better design. It moves teams to consider AI, trustworthy AI, at the very beginning of the innovation process, it pushes innovation teams to drive AI respectful with human rights at the very beginning of the design of these kind of solutions. So this raises the bar. Good regulation raises the bar, and that raises the quality of innovation. So we are, as consumers, we are hoping to use AI tools that are respectful with human rights, and this pushes, of course, when companies know they are held accountable of what they are doing, this raises the bar, and we have better products in the market. So, of course, there are challenges to overcome. You know, law is not always easy. It's not always easy to understand, to follow, and some companies struggle to adapt. So, there are some recommendations to overcome these challenges. First, I think it was mentioned in an earlier speech. The first thing is that you have to build multidisciplinary teams. This is essential. Tech, law, cyber, data, all together, it's essential to collaborate from the very beginning of the innovation process. We need everyone to show and to share their experience from their own practice perspective. So everyone is welcome from the very beginning, and it's really important for the innovation process. The second one is the accountability. I think it's quite familiar also concept from the GDPR, which it's also useful here when we innovate with AI. Accountability means that we need to demonstrate compliance. We need to consider ethics from the very beginning of the innovation process. We need to demonstrate people that we are in compliance, that we are building transparent and fairness AI tools into the market. And the third one, it's really important to consider compliance by design, which is also very related with the other two that I mentioned. This allows us to create faster decisions, innovate in a safe way, that we have a good product in the market that considers ethics from the very beginning. So compliance by design, which is a very relevant concept from a legal perspective, I think it's the key also here for what we are building, trustworthy AI. In this regard, let me also mention the AI Act. It's good news that some of our colleagues, we are on the same page. I think it's a quite complex regulation, to be honest. It's difficult to follow someone, and companies are struggling to adapt. But I like two things about these regulations. The first one is that AI risk approach, which it makes a lot of sense from my point of view, because it classifies systems into three big categories: unacceptable risk, high risk, and limited risk. And it makes all sense, because you know, the greater the risk, the greater the obligations are. And this helps a lot to innovate in terms of being very conscious on what is expected by law. And it helps a lot also to consider compliance by design, because if you are not on these first two categories, you have room to innovate a lot during your innovation process. And the other thing I like a lot about this regulation is that it contains mechanisms to evolve alongside the AI is evolving. So we have regulators, policymakers have the challenge to build regulations that are updated, that are giving answers to the needs that the AI is giving to us. So the AI Act here contains some tools to evolve and to update these regulations. So Finally, let me leave you with this. I think we can consider that AI is a very powerful tool, but also it entails risks. So that's why we need regulation. You can think it as a brake, regulation as a brake, or as a steering wheel. I think that regulation really gives us the purpose, and it drives us to what we need nowadays, which is responsible AI. So you as future leaders, you all have a choice to see regulation as a wall that blocks innovation, or to see it as a bridge that allows you to move forward. So let's build this bridge together. Thank you very much.